No, sir, I hadn't done it.
Nobody has done actually. That is the problem. I don't know if you are learning or not. You are able to learn or not. Have you understood that version spaces algorithm? Bhavya, Bhavya, have you understood?
No, sir, I didn't try the assignment.
You haven't
I
tried,
didn't
but
know actually it was uploaded.
I sent a message also on WhatsApp, and you must be getting some messages whenever these assignments get activated. You should be getting some
No,
messages
sir,
on
we
your
don't
email.
we don't get any emails or any notifications. So only if you have logged on to the website and checked the particular section, then only you get to know that it's there.
Uh, Sir, all you have written is that you have uploaded the naive-Bayes algorithm
No, before
and
that, naive Bayes, before naive Bayes, when the class finished, that class finished after that, I have told you in the class also that I will you have to perform same you have to complete that same example on this using this version spaces. I told you in the class itself. Actually, if you do not do, then it becomes very difficult for me. So then you can complete that. You have you gone through those slides for this naive Bayes algorithm? Anybody has gone through those slides? No one?
sir, I have just skimmed through the slides keyword first present in the content.
Okay. Have you understood something?
Sir, most of it, sir, we already do Bayes theorem in maths class. It's like we have been doing it from 11th,
Okay,
12th class.
then it's okay. I'll just go through that. One Once I will go through this naive Bayes, and then I will start artificial neural network. Some introduction today, that will be my agenda, and I will open that assignment again. And in that assignment, not only the version space illustration of origin space, you please try illustration of this naive Bayes also for the same example. Okay, and then we will have some graded assignment on the same algorithm after that. So I was just waiting for you guys to perform this and discuss that if you have any problem. Then I was planning to upload some graded assignment on these two things, so that I know that you have understood the thing. Then I was thinking. So now you complete the assignment before next class, and then I will upload the graded assignment. Today we will just continue on naive Bayes. So this we have already done. So naive Bayes is a again a classifier based on probability, and we use Bayes theorem, as you already know Bayes theorem from your mathematics. This is the Bayes theorem where C is the class. So suppose we want to divide or classify our inputs in different classes, and C is one such class, and we are doing classification on the basis of a set of features which we call or attributes, which is represented as x in this. X is a vector from xi to xn. So xi, x1, x2, x1, x2, x3 up to xn. So this is the theorem which provides you the posterior probability. This is conditional probability. You would already know probability of class C given x. So given your features, what is the probability, feature values, what is the probability that it will fall in class C? So to calculate that, you must know likelihood that for a given class, how many features fall into given class. Okay, so given a class, what is the probability of x? Then you have to use class prior probability, how many times a particular class is occurring in total number of cases. So that is PC. PC is how many. So if we are given a set of number of examples as we have seen for gameplay, then out of that we have to find how many are yes and how many are no. So that is PC. So if we have only two classes, yes and no, then for yes, that is number of yes and upon 14 upon total number of cases, and no upon total number of cases. And then for given yes, how many times x was occurring. Okay, so for all yes, how many times x was occurring, that is likelihood, and px is total number of x. So that is your naive Bayes. Now we will see how we can apply that on our given example. So this is based on weather. We can just consider the weather and the output. So for each weather feature or each value of weather, so weather may be sunny, overcast, rainy. For each such value, we know what is the value of play. Okay, so we have to first convert it into a frequency table like this. So this is the overall value, and then we can calculate what is the frequency of yes and no for overcast, rainy, and sunny. So out of 14 cases, 9 are yes, 5 are no. Out of those, out of sunny, 3 are yes, 2 are no. Out of all rainy, 2 are yes, 3 are no, and overcast, 4 are yes. And then you can create a likelihood table. So likelihood means how many times yes is occurring and how many times no is occurring. Okay. So out of 14 cases, 4 are yes. Out of 15 cases, rainy is occurring. So this is number of times rainy is occurring after out of 14, and this is how many times no is occurring out of 14. So likelihood of no and yes, and likelihood of each class. Then suppose we have to calculate players will play if weather is sunny. Is this statement correct? So that means we want to find probability of yes given that weather is sunny. So to find probability of yes given it is sunny, we have to use Bayes theorem. P sunny given yes into P yes divided by P sunny. What
Excuse
is
me, sir.
yes?
Sir, Khushi is waiting. Can you please allow her in?
So P Sunny, what is the probability of Sunny? Probability of Sunny is 5 out of 14. So P Sunny is 5 out of 14. P yes is 9 out of 14, and P Sunny divided given yes. So if given yes, what is the probability of Sunny? So there are 9 cases of yes, and how many are there of Sunny? 3. So P given yes, Sunny is 3 by 9. P Sunny is P5 by 14. P Sunny 5 by 14. P Sunny. So P Sunny is this. P Sunny, how many cases of Sunny? 5 cases out of how many? 14. So that is the probability of P Sunny. And PS, probability of yes is 9 out of 14. So after getting these values, we can put it in this formula and get the value of PS. So based on Sunny, we know if it is Sunny, then we can give what is the probability of being yes. We can find this, and this is 0.60. And similarly, we can find probability of no when weather is sunny. Okay, 0.40. Similarly, we can find for each class or each value of feature, weather feature, and similarly we can do for all other features also. This was done for outlook, temp, humidity, windy. So based on this, we can answer different questions. Okay. So problem 2, for outlook is equal to rainy, temp is equal to mild, humidity is equal to normal, wind is equal to true. What is the probability of yes or no? Okay. So P outlook is equal to rainy. So likelihood of yes. So P output is rainy given yes. P temp is equal to mild given yes. P humidity is equal to normal given yes. Into P wind is equal to true given yes. Into P yes. That is the formula. We have found it 0.0141. So likelihood of yes is, likelihood of no is 0.0103, and we can find now weighted likelihood. So yes is, so we can just divide it by addition of both two. Likelihood of yes is 0.0141, likelihood of no is 0.0103, and we can divide by addition. Okay, so this is normalized value of yes and no. So probability of yes is 0.58, probability of no is 0.48 of this. For outlook is equal to rainy, temp is equal to mild, humidity is equal to normal, wind is equal to true. So if given these conditions, for these conditions, the output value to be classified into yes is 0.58, probability of yes is 0.58, probability of no is 0.4. That's what we get from naive Bayes using this data. So if the problem here only is that if there is some number 0, then 0 coming into the picture will spoil this formula. So every 0 can be replaced by 1. So +1 is done in all those counts we have seen earlier. Since we are working with high amount of data here, and this algorithm is meant for when number of examples is too many, so just adding 1 will not differ the numerical value, but if there is 0, then it may fall into 0 divide error or something like that. So to avoid that type of error, 1 is added in each value so that we can work on these probabilities easily. Okay, then you can just, so this is what naive Bayes algorithm is. This is simple, I believe. Now you can work on this. Can you work on this now? So please go through this, and I believe you can work on this. You can understand it through using some example and executing it. And then I'll just switch on now to artificial neural network. So what is the basics of artificial neural network means? We want to define, or we want to design a machine which works in the fashion the brain of humans work. Okay, and scientists have found that the structure of brain, which is something like this. Okay, it is a network of neurons, and there is a very popular picture of brain, which is consist of dendrites and all. Let me check if I can get it from internet. So this is very popular picture of a brain and neurons basically, and there are dendrites, axon. This is a neuron which is consists of dendrites which are branches, and these get connected. So all neurons are connected to each other, and these branches like things are also connecting with different neurons. And this is a neuron body nucleus which performs some operations on the data which every neuron receive, and this data is being communicated through these dendrites to other neurons, and then those neurons also perform operation, and this is how data in brain is processed by using different neurons. So this is the study which is done on natural neurons, or neurons which are present in brain. So based on this, they have designed artificial neuron something like this. So this is a neuron which gets several inputs like the brain. So every neuron in brain is getting input from several other neurons, and it is processing it, and it is providing it as an output to other neurons. Okay, there are some of these branches like things are sending input to this neuron, and some of them are providing output to other neurons. So similar structure have been designed to represent the same structure as human neurons. So this is called artificial neuron, where each neuron gets input from several inputs, maybe from other neurons, and provide output, and this output may be fed to some other neuron. Okay, and using such neurons, set of such neurons, a neural network is formed, something like this. Okay, so this neural network consists of several layers. Two of them are prominent, input and output. So at least there will be two layers, input layer and output layer, and between them there may be any number of hidden layers. Hidden layers are something like this, and neurons of one layer provides input to neurons of other layers, and neurons of one layer receives input from neurons of previous layer. So you can name them previous layer, forward layer, subsequent layer, and then subsequent layer. So you can number them, consider these layers like that also. So this is the initial layer. The input from these neurons of this layer goes to next layer, and then they perform some operations. They provide input to next layer. They perform some operation. They provide input to next layer, and so on. So this is how neural network works. Okay. Now the question. Now what is these operations? One thing we have to understand is what are these operations, and what are inputs, and how these input are changed. Okay, so there are in this neural network there are some weights attached to each. So weights will be attached. So all these are some weights. Okay, so whenever input goes from this to this, it is multiplied by some value which is identified as weight of that branch. Okay, so each such branch can have different weight, and these weight changes or defines the percentage of input going into this layer, this neuron. So what weight of this the input from this has, what weight from the input from this has, and what weight from input to this from this has in this layer is different. Okay. And inside these neurons, there are some functions, some operations being performed on each input, and that operation changes this input. So this input received at this layer is addition of these weighted inputs. Okay, so if one input is this, another input is this, another input is this in this neuron, and this gets multiplied by weights, and you get a weighted sum of these inputs in this neuron as an input. Okay, and weighted sum of these values then fed into an say some operation here inside this. They are fed into this, and some operation is performed, and this is provided as an output from this neuron. Okay. So what is that? So this is better example, better figure. So you have inputs from several neurons, and you apply weights to them, and then they get summed together to form the input to this, and then a function f is applied on this input, and output is performed. So this diagram is showing only two layers. One is input layer, another is output layer, and this generally is called bias. So what bias we have towards one for this? So and these are inputs. These are values obtained based on features. Okay, so these are inputs obtained from features, and then based on those feature values, a weighted input is generated for the neuron, and this weighted input is function f is performed on this weighted input. So this function may be any of the function like this: linear function or logistic function, sigmoid, which is generally called sigmoid. So where z is the input, output will be this. If z is the input, output will be this, then it is called linear function. So if z is the input, z means summation. So z means this value, summation of weighted sum of all the inputs to the neuron is the input z, and that z is converted to output by applying one of these functions. So this is previously defined prior, before design. So these are tasks of designing the neural network. So when you design a neural network, what you decide? You decide how many layers are there. This is a parameter to decide when to design a neural network. Another is what will be the functions at each layer. So what is the expected, like how it will work? For example, you can feed several pictures to this, and you may identify the weights, the features which you want to read. So from each picture, you will identify different features, say eye, nose, mouth, and then you will apply some weight on that, W1, W2, Wn, like that, and you get the weighted sum into a neuron. The neuron, based on this, will perform some operation on that and will provide the output. So a neural network, suppose this is a neural network, based on the these inputs, it is supposed to provide output. So suppose it gives incorrect output in first step, this network will provide input feedback, which feedback back to the network based on this feedback. So feedback will be actually the error. So what is the amount of error between output and the estimated output, the actual output and the expected output? So actual output and expected output, the difference from these two outputs, error will be generated, and this error will be sent back to the neural network. Neural network will correct itself, will change these weights. So you may initially define any default weights on each branch, and then after receiving feedback from output, based on output, these weights are changed iteratively in smaller amounts, and eventually this process is called learning. So when it can happen, suppose you already know the output, then only you can provide the feedback. So you have a training data, as we have done already in the case of naive Bayes and decision tree. Okay, so based on training data, you identify errors and you assign different weights. You change these weights based on the correct output and the expected output, and you keep on doing for each new case in your test data, and eventually this gets learned. So this process is called learning, and after learning, these weights are become learned, and they can now, using these weights, now this network is expected to work in a better way for similar examples in future. This is the idea of neural network. You can identify, this is very popular field nowadays. So these are basically examples. So feature 1 0 0 1, target is 0. So suppose you have to identify whether a fruit is orange or apple, give based on three features. So this is, for example, a learning database, learning examples. Based on this, your neural network will learn, and these features provide you, feature 1, feature 2, and feature 3 provide you values of different features. So they can also assume that they are initially assume they are binary. There are only two values for each feature, 0 or 1. For given 0 0 1, output is 0. So this is trained data. Based on this data, you assign values to this, okay, and you get the output. Okay, if this output is 1, then it's okay, that is expected output. If this is not 1, then you get the error. So this is what the error is. Error is 0.754, output is 0.246. So error is 0.754. Based on this error, you change these weights again and get the new values. So we will see, we will work on this in the subsequent lecture, how to propagate these weights back. So I will ask you to go through this slide and learn back propagation algorithm. Okay, that we will discuss in the next class. If you come learned, you come prepared for the class, then it is easier to discuss and understand the things. You can just go through this. It seems to be very good slide. It, uh, it has explained things better way. You can go through some text also. I will forward you some text also based on this neural network, so that you can read and understand the things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll stop here. So please go through this. One thing you have to do is you have to complete the example on version space and naive Bayes that you do by tomorrow. Okay, and then you must understand to a certain extent what is back propagation algorithm in neural network. So neural network, I have just given you a basic understanding of neural network. It is a layered neurons, network of layered neurons, and the input or output values from one layer propagate to subsequent layers one by one based on weights on each branch. Okay, and then based on error received at final output, these are back propagated. Errors are back propagated to change the weights, update the weights, and again the output is generated. And in this way, this network keeps on learning, and after learning, this network can be used to identify similar things for other examples. So that's how neural network works. After that, we remain to cover genetic algorithms and NLP. So we'll just introduce these things. This also neural network also, we are in just introduction. We'll just give you some example, and we expect you to at least learn how to back propagate errors in a simple neural network. Okay, so that is the final expectation from this topic, and I will let you know expectations from other topics. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.